everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm excited to get moving today, so we're just going to get right into it. So you're going to start out in an easy seat. Hands can be face down, face up if you need a little bit more grounding or maybe if you need a little bit more energy. And once you get there, take a couple wiggles, take a couple stretches, move in whatever way you need to that's going to allow you to settle into stillness. So sometimes we just need that little extra movement before we find stillness. And once you're able to close your eyes, feel your sit bones rooted into the mat, feel the spine grow nice and long, and become aware of your breath. Taking these couple moments of silence and of stillness to come into this space, maybe to set an intention, maybe to just give some gratitude for you deciding to be here today. We'll take 3 breaths together. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale one more through your nose. And exhale, let it go. And slowly blinking the eyes open. And we'll come forward into our tabletop. So take a moment, set up here. Shoulders on top of wrists, hips on top of knees. And then on the inhale, go ahead and drop the belly, raise the gaze. And on the exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale to drop the belly, raise the gaze, pull the collarbones through. Exhale, round through the spine, take the gaze towards the thighs. Inhale, drop the belly, raise the gaze. And exhale to round. Inhale, come back to a nice neutral spine. We're going to get a little bit into some hip mobility before we start our flow. So I'm just going to turn myself around on the mat so that you guys can see. We're going to take the right knee at a 90-degree angle. So it comes up and behind. From here, we're going to externally rotate that right knee out to the side. And then bring the knee in line with the hip. Now, as you bring the knee in line with the hip, you want to make sure that you're not opening up here. We're trying to keep the hips as level as possible. So really pressing down through the hands. And then from here, kick the right foot out to the side. Hold here for 3, 2, 1, draw the ankle back towards the glute, and then take the knee back to a 90-degree angle. Beautiful. We're going to do that 2 more times. So go ahead and externally rotate the knee, draw the knee in line with the hip, kick the right foot out, hold for 3, 2, 1, heel comes in towards the glute, and then take the knee back to 90 degrees, leveling off. 1 more time. Rotate that right knee, rotating that hip, bringing the knee in line with the hip, and then kicking that right foot out. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Heel comes in towards the glute, and knee comes back to 90. Release the knee, really nice. Sit back towards the heels. Take the hands behind you. Lift the heart, press through the shins, and lift the hips up. Stretching out through the front body, giving that hip a little release here. Inhale. And exhale, lower back down. We're going to come over onto the left side. So I'm just going to turn myself around so that you guys can see again. So setting up in your tabletop. And then go ahead and take the left heel to the sky. Knee is at a 90-degree angle. Take the left knee, externally rotate the hip. Bring the knee in line with the hip. And then kick that left foot out. So notice where your hip wants to move, holding for 2. 1, heel comes back in, and then rotate the knee back in line. So as we move this, you're gonna notice the hip wants to pop up. So you're really working on keeping that left hip in line with the right. It's gonna pop up a little bit, but we don't want it to super open. So let's do that 2 more times. Externally rotate, left knee open, knee comes in line with the hip, kick the left foot out, hold for 3, 2, 1, heel comes back to glute, and knee comes back to 90. Awesome, last one. Externally rotate, knee comes in line with hip, kick it out, hold for 3, 2, 1, heel comes back to glute, and then that 90 degrees. Knee sets down, sit back towards the heels, take the hands behind, press down through the shins to lift you up. Breathing here. And then slowly lowering down. Awesome job, guys. It's a really, really difficult little mobility sequence. So if you found it hard, you are not the only one. Go ahead and plant your hands down to the mat. We'll come back into our downward facing dog. Just take a couple moments here. Walk your dog out, bending into one knee and then the other. And then settling into some stillness. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale to raise the heels high. We'll begin to walk our way all the way up to the top of the mat. When you get there, finding your ragdoll, letting everything go over the knees, bending in, maybe grabbing opposite elbows. Then releasing the hands to the mat. Slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing. Hands come up over the head. Really grow as nice and long and tall as you can. Inhale. And on the exhale, fold forward, maybe bending into those knees. Inhale, rise up to a halfway lift. On the exhale, plant the hands, step it right back into your high plank, and then lowering through your chaturanga. Maybe this first one you drop the knees. Inhaling cobra or up dog, and exhaling downward facing dog. Always an option to move through tabletop. Inhale here, exhale steady. Inhale, raise the heels high. Exhale, bend the knees, step or float to the top. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Toe heel the feet together, bend the knees. Inhale, rise up, Utkatasana. Exhale, settle here. Finding your way in, feeling that bend in the knees, gazes up to the sky. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift. On the exhale, plant the hands, step or float, finding your vinyasa. Always an option to drop the knees here. Cobra or up dog. Making your way back to down dog. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. From here, we're gonna pull ourselves forward into our high plank. Bring the big toes together to touch, and then roll onto the pinky toe edge of the right foot. Right hand stays planted, left hand comes to the sky. Finding your side plank, keep lifting through the hips here. And then we're gonna take the left forearm and lower it down to the mat, rolling onto the pinky toe edge of the left foot. Forearm side plank on the left side. Inhale here. On the exhale, we're gonna roll back to our right side. So right hand plants, roll onto the pinky toe edge of the right foot. Left hand comes to the sky. Beautiful. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the left knee into the chest and step it all the way up to the front of your mat. Roll that back heel flat, so it's in line with the front foot, and then left elbow to thigh, or maybe to the ground or a block. Right arm reaches up, side angle pose. Settle in here. Feel that right hip rotate on top of the left. Heart is open here. Remembering that it doesn't matter how deep you are, we want to keep the integrity of the pose. On your next inhale, reverse your warrior, reaching all the way up to the sky. Keep that bend in the front knee. Open through the left side body. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, straighten through the front leg, keep reaching back. And then on the exhale, triangle pose. Draw the hips back, reach the left arm out in front. And then release. Trikonasana. Find length through the side body here. Opening the heart. And again, doesn't matter how deep. Can that right hip stack on top of the left? Is your core engaged? Can you draw the tailbone to the back of the mat? Can you open the heart? Inhale here. On the exhale, bend into the left knee. Right hand comes to the mat. Turn the back heel up. Left hand comes to the sky. Stay here or find your horizon lunge. Coming onto the pinky toe edge of both feet. Heart is rotating up, pressing through the feet to lift the hips. Inhale here. On the exhale, lower the hips, reach towards the back of the room. Inhale, lift the hips all the way back up. Turn all 10 toes to face the front of the mat. Left hand reaches out in front of the left foot, step up, half moon. Right hip rotates on top of left. Back leg is nice and strong. Gaze can be down at the ground. Maybe you're testing your balance and you begin to lift it. Inhale here. On the exhale, right hand comes to the ground. We're going to use that mobility that we used at the beginning of class. So hips are level. We're going to begin to take that right foot, keep the right foot flexed, all the way out to the right side, in line with the hip. As best as you can, hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower that right foot all the way down. Toe heel the feet to the edges of the mat, bend the knees, sink into your malasana. Really nice, guys. It's a hard one there. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale. On the exhale, hands come behind, sit back towards your glutes. Bring the feet out in front, lifting up into your bow pose. Knees can stay bent, or maybe they straighten. We're holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the feet down. Come into your butterfly pose. Bringing the soles of the feet together. Letting the knees splay apart. Maybe even taking a little fold here. Slowly lifting back up. Bringing the feet to the mat. You're going to maybe use your hands to push yourself up or pull yourself through. Option to move through crow pose or stepping or hopping it right back, moving through your vinyasa. Anyway you get there, we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Really nice, guys. Inhale to come forward into your high plank. Let's move to the other side. So toe heel the feet together, making sure the big toes are touching. Roll on to the left. the pinky toe edge of the left foot. Right hand comes to the sky. Breathing here. And then right forearm comes down to the mat. Roll onto the pinky toe edge of the right foot. Left hand comes up to the sky. Keep lifting through the hips. Left hand plants, rolling back into our side plank. Pressing yourself up. Finding balance. And then take the right knee into the chest and step the right foot all the way to the top of your mat. We're rolling right into our side angle. So that back heel turns flat, left hand reaches up, opening through the heart. Settle in. On your next inhale, reverse your warrior. Reaching for the sky. So a lot of times a reverse warrior is taught where you are reaching for the back of the room. I like to teach it more of a reaching for the sky so that you can really find length, not only through the right side of the body, but also through the left side. We tend to dump into this side. So think about lifting up so that both sides of the body are reaching up. One more inhale and exhale. Straighten through that front leg and then reach forward as far as you can go, finding your Trikonasana, triangle pose, hips draw back, heart stays open. Breathing into it. And again, find that length through both sides of the body. One more inhale here. On the exhale, left hand comes to the ground, back heel turns up, right hand comes to the sky. Option to stay here or move into your horizon lunge, turning onto the pinky toe edges of both feet, lifting through the hips. Gaze comes up to the sky, open up through the heart. Inhale, and then exhale, lower the hips if you're in that horizon lunge, reaching behind you. And then lift the hips all the way back up. All 10 toes turn to face the front of the mat. Right hand plants out in front of the right foot. Half moon pose. Lift up. Keep that back leg nice and strong. If you forget about that back leg, you're more likely to lose that balance. So there is so much power in that back leg. One more inhale. On the exhale, left hand comes to the mat. Level off the hips. As you begin to level off the hips, that left leg begins to travel to the left side. Pretend that you're kicking something out towards the left. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Release the left foot down. Whew. Go ahead and toe heel the feet out to the edges of the mat. Bend the knees. Find your Malasana. Settle in here. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Sitting down onto the glutes. Bringing the knees at a 90-degree angle, or maybe feet lift up, holding your bow pose. Back is nice and straight as it can be. Hands can even be behind. We're holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the feet. Soles of the feet come together. Take a little fold. Let those hips open. Hopefully that feels pretty nice on the hips. Done a lot of work into them today. And then closing the knees, pulling yourself forward, coming into your crow pose, or stepping or hopping right back. Finding your vinyasa, we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Really nice, everyone. On your next inhale, raise the right leg high. On the exhale, right knee comes to the right side of the mat, setting up for your pigeon pose. And take a moment, we're going to find a little strengthening into our hip, into our pigeon pose today. So really set that left shin up as parallel to the mat as possible for you. And that may look a little different for everyone, but you're really pressing down through the shins, through the shin, through the back toe. Keep that back toe tucked and really press down. Pull the hips together to really find a lift up through the hips, through the heart. We're going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come down and release into your pigeon pose. Notice you may be even able to release a little farther than you normally can. Sometimes that strengthening can help us open a little bit more. Finding an inhale, lifting through the heart, and exhale, fold over the front leg. Or you can stay upright as well. Finding your breath, settling in. Nice deep inhale and exhale. And slowly lifting all the way back up, planting the hands down, tuck the back toe under, lift the back knee, and take that right foot all the way to the back. Option here for a wild thing if that feels good. Maybe you're just moving that right hip around. Wherever it feels good to find a little movement through that hip to open it up, go ahead and take it. Whenever you're done, coming back into your downward facing dog, take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee to left side of the mat. Again, setting up for your pigeon pose, but we're finding that strengthening pigeon first. So really trying to get the shin as parallel to the top of the mat as possible. Moving that right toe, tucking the right toes and moving the hip back, but pressing down through the shin, through the knee, through the foot, pulling the hips together. So think about the thighs pulling towards each other to lift you up. Holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands can come down. Awesome job. And then go ahead and find some release. You can move that right hip back a little bit, finding an opening through your heart, and then beginning to settle down. And whatever that looks like for you. One more inhale and exhale. Slowly begin to walk yourself back up. Hands plant down, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and swing that left foot all the way back, three-legged dog. And taking this moment, again, maybe finding your wild thing, maybe moving that left hip around, finding an opening. We'll all meet back in our downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. We are going to move into our seated position. So if you'd like to do a little hop through, you're welcome to do that. If you'd like to just walk up to your hands and sit down, or maybe you'd like to walk the hands back towards the feet and sit that way. So wherever you are, go ahead and move into your seat. Maybe you're just trying to hop through like I am today. Take a nice deep inhale. And then from here, heels come to the mat, arms reach forward. We'll slowly lower all the way to the mat. Use the core here to lower you all the way down. When you get there, bringing the heels in towards the glutes, planting the hands down flat, walking the shoulders underneath. Take a nice deep inhale. On the exhale, press through the feet, lift the hips. Maybe walk those shoulders a little bit more under you, finding your bridge pose. Inhale. And on your exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Low back hits the mat last. Once it hits, bring your knees into your chest. Take a little massage of the back, making sure that the spine is nice and long. So maybe that means you have to widen the knees a little bit to keep the spine long. You don't want the hips begin to lift up. So just keeping the spine long, however you're able to get there. And then bringing the knees to a 90-degree angle. Arms come out in a T. We'll drop the knees over to the left, looking out over the right shoulder. Take a nice deep inhale into this twist. And exhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it go. One more inhale. And exhale. And slowly coming all the way back through center. Letting the knees drop to the right, looking out over the left shoulder. And again, find those 3 deep breaths. Each exhale sinks you further into the twist. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Beautiful. Slowly coming back to center. Taking the feet up to the sky. And then slowly lowering one leg at a time. Coming into your Shavasana. Letting everything go. Let your body settle. Notice any sensations, maybe some tingling through the legs, maybe in the back. Let yourself feel it. You are welcome to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you would like. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, and I will see you on the mat again soon. Peace.